can't let your failures or your mistakes, it wasn't a mistake. You can't let your failures get to you too much. Learn from them. Remember them. If you remember them, you remember when you're tired that next time, you remember like, I don't want this. I don't want this to happen again. I want this 5K. I want this 20-minute 5K.
Going the distance, 20-minute 5K. Welcome. We work for this. This is what we work for, right here, right now. To this moment, 20-minute 5K. You guys are gonna like this one. Enjoy.
Passion is free. Nobody can charge you for passion. Nobody can tell you what passion looks like. Because that's all about you. Effort is isolated. The reason why effort is isolated, because nobody can dictate it. Effort is 100% in the mind. No coach, no player, nobody else can make you run to the ball. Nobody else can make you finish a tackle. Nobody else can do it. That's why it's the most isolated things in this earth right now. It's effort. And when you finally figure it out, how to win real battles, is found through fundamentals. That's what wins championships. That's what wins battles. Blocking, tackling, until they get tired. Because you don't know what tired feels like.
work is done. 20-minute 5K journey comes to an end. Man, what a journey. What a journey. I never knew that I would be putting so much time into just such little distance. Yet the prep was longer than a ultra marathon prep, you know. That's what you call grit. What you call passion. Being ambitious and ruthless. Willing to put everything on the table and be like, this is what I want. I'm willing to sacrifice anything. And I was willing to sacrifice anything for this 20-minute 5K. As you guys saw, I put my heart into that run. My heart. Like, I left everything on the table. Point is, I put everything on the table. Like, you guys can name it. Like, everything, I put everything on that treadmill. Everything. And not even just on the treadmill. Like I always tell you guys, it's not about the race. It's about what is the preparation that was put in for the race. That's always what I say. The race is just to show what happens when you put the effort in. You guys saw it in October, back in October 2025. I was lacking. I was not being consistent with my training. Not at all. And I trained 13 weeks for that. And I wasn't even training for a 5K. I was training for a 5K for an actual race, Rocky Run. I wasn't actually training for a 5K on the treadmill. A 20-minute 5K. Excuse me. 20-minute 5K. I wasn't training for that. So when I first hit it, didn't go my way, as you guys saw in one of the Rocky Run preparations. Did not go my way. But here we are now, 5 months later, and I hit it. You know, I hit it right on. And when I don't know what it was. It's just when I failed the first time, and for my first attempt for the 20-minute 5K, something in me just gave me this drive and passion just to keep pushing and to find more in myself. And this prep series is the most so far in my fitness career, the hardest and the most knowledge I ever gained about myself. Like, I never learned so much about myself and how much I'm capable of until I started this 20-minute 5K prep. Like, I really learned a lot. And the 20-minute 5K prep, if you guys don't know, was 20 weeks long. So, very long time. So, like I said, I put my heart into this. I put my body into this. I sacrificed everything. I wanted just a time. It's all comes down to a time. That's all I wanted. I didn't want to fail again, because I don't accept failure. I don't quit. I accept failure as a teaching, not as quitting. I don't fail and then quit. I fail and I learn. I get up and I get after it again. And that's what this prep was. It was vengeance. It was my get back. You know, that's what it was. And that's what the outcome was. I got my get back on the treadmill, as you guys saw. I want to name this. There's a new motto that I created. It's called Going the Distance. When I say going the distance, some of you guys may think it's this cliche, or everybody says go the distance, you know, but nobody tells you what it really means, you know? Going the distance is so overlooked that some of you guys are gonna be so surprised about it. Like, going the distance applies to everything in your life. If you don't go the distance and you don't put the effort into something, and you just give everything on the table and you don't go the path that you need to go in order to achieve what you want, you're never gonna get there. You know, and you can always lie and always say that you hit it, but at the end of the day, you'll always know that you didn't do it. So always go the distance. Always go the hard path. That's my message to y'all. That is my motto for the overall 20-minute 5K prep. Going the distance. And that will be my new motto. That will be my new motto. Going the distance. So, yeah, just when you guys feel like quitting in anything you do, it can be anything related, always find that extra percentage in you, like the 40% rule, as I explained. Always find that other 60%. Always find that freaking dog in you, that wolf in you, that grit, that passion, you know, that hunger for more. So yeah, y'all, the main message, the main motto, the main point, what I'm trying to get at is going the distance. Find your distance, go that distance, whatever it may be. Find your grit, find your passion, find that hunger, find that other 60%, and find your purpose. What is your purpose? What is the meaning of you being on this earth? What is the meaning of you wanting what you want? What goal, what you want? What is the meaning of why you want to achieve that goal? What is the meaning of why? What are you going to get out of it? What is it going to teach you? What is it going to make you overall? How is it going to shape you as a human being? Always remember that. But yeah, y'all, go in the distance. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, for you guys can stay notified for the next prep that I come up with. You guys are going to like the next one. I really think you guys are going to like it. I'm not going to tell you guys yet. Gotta stay notified. Make sure you subscribe for you can stay notified, like I said, to know what the next prep is. And yeah, that's it. Going the distance, y'all. Remember that.
I want to be the guy that people looked at. I don't care if you like me or didn't like, I don't care. But said, this motherfucker is going to keep coming after whatever the fuck is in front of him. I wanted to feel something besides defeat. I wanted to just go the distance. And that going the distance pushed me to a point of where now I go way past the distance.